Move. Move. Oh my God. Okay, so sorry about that. Oh my God. Okay, I had just posted something on Facebook where I was talking about we need to pray for Sidney Powell, Lynn Wood, Donald Trump, our duly elected president, and his administration, and all of the legal team, because of a demonic force. Now, I have personally experienced what that is like. I had like everything that could possibly go wrong in one day go wrong, and then it followed me to work, and then everything at work was going crazy. It's not fun. It is extremely stressful. It hurts. It makes you want to cry. So after I made that little video, I'm so sorry, the cats. I'm so sorry, guys. After I made the video, I started cleaning, and I kept hearing, you have to explain what a demon is more. And this is not really easy, so I'm going to do the best I can. And anybody who watches this who is better at explaining it than to me, please post on this Facebook or the YouTube channel, wherever you've seen this, and help others understand more. I'm going to do the best I can. Now, oh gosh, almost, I want to say about 6 months ago, I think that's close, I was sitting on my couch, and I forgot what I had did. I don't know if I made a video or I watched something or I was in a deep thought. And I looked up. I can kind of show you. Let me turn that around so I can show you. I don't know if you can see where the TV is and the doorway there. Hopefully you could. Explain my house. I'm in the middle of cleaning. I'm sitting on the couch, and I saw something peeking around the that doorway there. It's not really a doorway, it's just a little bitty hall. And it was gray. It was kind of, not really scaly, but let's say like lizardy kind of type of skin. It was dark, it had beady eyes. And it was like looking at me, but at the time that it happened, it was darker over there. And I forgot what it was exactly I had talked about. But I think it was more or less that they can't stand the light. Now, that is true. This is why you'll hear people say you stay in the light. And they don't mean like the light, a lantern or a flashlight, or turn all your lights on your house. It's stay in the light of God. So, but they do like the dark. This is why most people in horror movies, it's always dark, because this is where they lurk. They lurk in the dark. They don't like the light. This is why, like, you'll watch a show and they'll turn on the lights, and then all the monsters and stuff like scatter, or you can see them or something. Or let's say even cockroaches. Now, I'm not saying cockroaches are demons, but they scatter when you turn on the light. That's the best I can explain. So when we really talk about the light, we're talking about the energy source, God, our Father, because he's a bright, warm light. Demons don't like it. It hurts them. Now, you had back, if you've read the Bible, you'll understand that Lucifer was the most beautiful angel, and he fell out of God's favor. And in a way, he didn't like the humans. He didn't like all the attention that the humans were getting. And he was very jealous. So he decided that he was going to have an army, and he was going to uprise. So some of the angels joined him, and there was a battle. Then Michael led God's team to defeat Lucifer. And they were cursed. And they came down to earth. Now, I haven't seen any visions on this battle. I'm just kind of going about the story. I'm trying to be easy with the story, because I don't want to get anything wrong, and I don't want to presume something that didn't happen. I'm just trying to give you something to visualize, okay? Now, when they came down to earth, some people now have said that they're in Antarctica. And this is where they are. We do know, and I've talked about this a lot when I was at the Hard Rock, that I thought it was kind of weird. I thought, you know what? I bet you that these aliens and the Greek gods were probably kind of the same thing. Now, it could be that some of these fallen angels could have been in there too. Okay? Well, the angels chose human women. They thought they were very beautiful, and they mated with them. And you had the Nephilim. Now, this is where you get your giants. And a lot of people say there's no such things as giants, Jackie. Well, you had giant dinosaurs. You've got giant trees. You still have them, the redwoods in California. They're gigantic trees. We know that alligators and some of the reptiles that live today are ancestors of the dinosaurs, that they kind of survived. So I'm trying to be as general and as easygoing as I can, because you have to understand demons. All right. So the Nephilim, which if you go back in the Bible and you start, okay, let's use the David and Goliath story. Goliath was a very big person, and David was able to defeat him with a rock. All right. Well, they don't tell you that he was a Nephilim. They just say he was a very large person. And then you can go into other stories like Samson and Goliath. Not Samson and Goliath. Samson and Delilah. I'm so sorry. Samson was supposed to be very big and strong. And I had even watched a thing on TV, I think it was on the History Channel. You can't ever trust everything on the History Channel, but it was talking about that they had women to bear Samson's children, and this is the line that Goliath had came from. And I thought that was interesting. And whether there's truth to that or not, I'm not saying there is. I just kind of want you to get an understanding. Now, my understanding that the Nephilim were not very friendly people. They didn't go out and do really great things. They actually like to eat people. Now you actually have stories, I think it was the Hopi Indians, I could be wrong again, but I'm just trying to give you some general information, where there was a battle and there were very large people. They had red hair, and they chased them into a cave, and they burnt them alive. And I guess they sealed it up or whatever, and then people had found them, and this is where they found a lot of extremely large skulls. Now, the Smithsonian, I'm saying that wrong, I do have a little bit of speech problems. Smithsonian took a lot of these large skulls, and they hid them. Now, they've been doing that for an extremely long time, as they don't want people to know that there were such things as giants on this planet. But they were. Oh, God. Oh, they're trying to get on me. They're clawing me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't going to make a video today, but like I said, I was compelled by God to try to explain this to you the best I can. And these cats are driving me crazy, and I look like crud. So there has been proof. So there are Native American stories where they talk about giants. So why would they make up such a story? Why are there stories about extremely large people in the Bible? Why did people write, children's stories about giants? It's because there were actually giants here. Now, the story goes that the bloodline of the humans that God had created was corrupt, and that he needed a purer bloodline to start the planet over. And this is where you get, I know y'all don't want to see cat, but Noah. He chose Noah and his family, and there was a massive flood. This was to kill the Nephilim. Now, if you've ever looked at Extreme Reality, she has a video where she shows you mountains and dirt coverings where it actually looks like people laying down, heads, different things. There was even one, I think it looks like a dog. She says that these were the Nephilim. Just over time, the land covered them up, trees grew on them or whatever, but they do look just like people. And if you haven't seen that video, I recommend you look at that one. It's very interesting. Now, I'm not going to say she's wrong, and I'm not going to say she's right. I'm just saying when you go into things, you have to have an open mind. Stop it over there. And you learn. This is how you learn. You just look at all different aspects of a thing, and then you take what you want from it and you leave the rest. So that's all I'm saying. But it's very interesting, and she could be on to something on there, because I wish there was a place I could sit in this house that had good light, that I would not have to deal with this. So anyway, so what demons are they're the dead spirits. No, I don't want to say dead spirits. How can we put? There's no light in them, okay? And they want to control and do things. And think of the very mischievous kid you ever had in school. It's always aggravating you, always picking on you, beating you up, flushing your head in the toilet, whatever. Think of that times 1,000. All right, that's a demon. All right, there's no good in them. You can't take a demon and make it a good person. All right, I don't care how many times you watch Supernatural and you think, oh, well, demons can do good things. No, they can't. All right, there's no good in them. And they will possess people. And the different ways you can get possessed is by allowing yourself to do very terrible things. Murder, messing with Ouija boards, having seances when you don't know what you're doing. I don't do seances. There's a lot of different things where you open yourself up to allow these spirits in. Now, there are good spirits that do want to help you and want to communicate with you. But you have to realize that these bad spirits, these demons, want it more than the good spirits. So they become very friendly to you. They'll help you find lost items until eventually they just enter you. You don't even have to give them permission. Okay? And a lot of people are possessed and they don't realize it. They may show signs every now and then. Let's say like when those people were at that courthouse, remember they were scratching and growling at the door. That's not normal. All right? When you're mad, you'll knock, you'll bang, you'll scream, but you don't growl. And you don't scratch. And you don't make weird noises. Okay? That's part of being possessed. Now, whether or not these people realize it, I don't know. But I've already talked about this before in other videos, that all of this is going to come out. And you're going to see these people. They're going to show their possessed selves. So, I've tried to explain this the best I can. Oh gosh. They're just dark. They're, like I said, there's no light in them. There's no good in them. They're very mischievous, and their purpose is to destroy and kill us. All right? There's just nothing good about them. So when I tell you that their forces, it feels heavy. It's like walking in a dark room and you can't see. Everything that can possibly go wrong goes wrong. Like, let's say your phone won't work. And you go buy another phone and then you drop it. As soon as you walk out the store, you drop and you crack the screen. Your car won't start. You're late for work. I mean, these are just, you know, on and on and on. And you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Okay, that's like being under one of these attacks. Okay? And people that are fighting for good tend to have these attacks. It's like you're targeted. This is why I burn sage. This is why I have obsidian around the house. This is why I wear an obsidian bracelet a lot of times, or have obsidian in my pocket. I keep a lot of things around here because I want this to be a safe place for me. Soon as all of this is gone, everybody's going to be better. But certain people get targeted because I saw that demon. All right, I saw it. It was almost like I could walk over there and touch it. It was creepy. It was like he wanted me to know he knows I can see them, or I can feel them, or I understand what's going on. It was almost like a warning. But he wouldn't come around the corner and to where I had some light. He stayed there in the dark, just like gawking at me. So that's when I knew. And there are some that follow me around at work. They don't get very close to me, but they're following me around. So I know I'm under attack. And I'm sure other people who are psychic, who are fighting for the good, may be under attack. Now, I'm not saying Sidney Powell is a psychic. I'm not saying she has any abilities. That's not what I'm saying. But she's fighting for us. She's fighting for the good. So they're attacking her. Maybe she loses an important piece of paper and it takes her a while to find it. Maybe she's writing something down and her ink pen dries up. Or, you're laughing because you're thinking that's just silly, Jackie. But I want you to kind of understand how it does. It does these things to aggravate you, to get you upset, to get you angry, to get you mad, to make you cry, to make you want to curl up in a ball and say, I give up, and then they're like, it's an overwhelming, heavy feeling. And if you've never experienced it, I don't know how else to explain it to you. And I'm sure some of you have at one point in time. You just woke up one day and it was just so heavy, you had a hard time getting out of bed, nothing went right for you, and you're thinking, oh, this is just a bad day. Well, you could have been under attack. It likes to keep you depressed. It likes to keep you sad. It likes to make you feel like you're worth nothing. And it just pushes down and down and down and down till you feel like you're doing this and you're like, I can't move. That's what it feels like. And you have to put on your armor of God. You have to stay in the light. You have to ask God, please get this off me. I can't handle it. I don't like it. I need your help. These are just some of the things that sometimes you have to do. And it happens to all of us. Sometimes it happens to some of us more often than others. But that's what it is. And I'm not talking about just, being possessed, and spitting out pea soup or anything like that. I'm just trying to explain to you what an attack is. And I'm hoping that this helps you understand when I say you need to pray for them. You need to imagine a white light and you close your eyes and you just imagine it and you're asking God, please protect them. Don't let anything penetrate this bubble that we're putting around them. Please, Lord, protect them. Keep them safe. Because I'm not just talking about someone trying to assassinate them. I'm talking about someone trying to bring their spirits down, trying to purposely not let them get the evidence and get to trial. And maybe they're trying to get to court and they get in some type of crazy traffic jam. You think, oh, what is the coincidence? Remember, there are no such things as a coincidence. Things happen the way they're supposed to. And sometimes some people can get in there and kind of change things to make something else happen. So there is no such thing as coincidences. So I hope that this helps you a little bit more. My head is quiet now, so I think I explained this the best I could. I think he's pleased with the way I've done this. Do know this is how God works. He compels you to do things. You can't run from him. Remember, Job, was it Job? And where he got into the whale's mouth. Remember, when he wants you to do something, you will do it. He compels you. When you hear it, the power of Christ compels you. When you hear these in the movies and stuff, it's because the power can compel you. It will bring you to your knees. So, just remember, pray. Pray for friends and family. Pray for anybody who is fighting for the light. Because the Great Awakening is walking into the light. And I don't know how else to explain things. Beyond just the wonderful things that Trump is going to allow to happen, like getting rid of debt, student loans. We're not talking about just forgiving them. We're talking about they're gone. They never existed. Gone. Poof. Gone. Bye. That's going to help a lot of people right there. Electric bill payments will go down. This is all part of NESARA GESARA. A lot of NESARA GESARA has already started and people just don't realize it. By the end of the month, people should start seeing a lot of their debt disappear. And this is a good thing. This is not so you can go out and charge your credit cards or go buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need. Don't do it. This is to give you a restart, to give you the opportunity to have the life that you were meant to have, not so you can get yourself back in some kind of crazy debt. So don't do it. This is about being compassionate, being caring, and helping others. If you have extra money to do things, then you do things, do good things, because this is how you feel better about yourself. for people who never ever do a good deed. They're miserable, they're cranky, they age really bad. I mean, you look at me, I'm tired right now and I was doing housework, but I have not aged hardly. I really haven't. And it's not because I do Botox or I take the magical thing or I cast spells on myself. I believe it's because of a good heart. And although genes may play a little into this, maybe some of the herbs that I take play into it, maybe the way that I take care of myself plays into it, I honestly believe having a good heart is mainly what keeps you young and youthful, because it makes you feel good. It makes you have a purpose. And we all have a purpose on this planet. And I believe that's my purpose. And this is why I take in strays. This is why I help as much as I can. And through Nasara Gasara, I've already made up my mind what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that the shelters have blankets. The animal shelters have blankets. I'm going to try to help bring in pet food. And I'm going to try to bring other things that they may not have, that they probably wouldn't give, like vitamins for the animals there so they don't get sick, so they don't get that kennel sickness. These are just things I'm going to do. I may even try to volunteer, depending on how much work I'm doing. But there's just a lot of different things that people can do. And you'll know what you want to do. You'll know. And this is how you're going to feel younger. This is how you're going to look younger. It's going to be wonderful. So do pray for these people. Do understand that Biden is under the demonic forces. All right? These are the bad forces that want to keep us enslaved. Okay? There are videos out there where they take this number and that number and it comes up to that text number. That's not a coincidence, people. All right? There was a sign on there where he had the devil symbol on his, the boards that you would get for to put in your yard. That's not a coincidence, okay? They are showing you who they are. You just have not woke up yet, taking the veil off your face so you could see it. This is what happens when you wake up. You can see these things. It's not a coincidence. People say, well, let me take this number and this number, divide it by this, and say, oh my God. You know, it's not a coincidence. You woke up. People walking away from Fox News, walking away from MSNBC, CBS, all these news channels, and refusing to listen to them and believe what they're saying. You have waken up. Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. And I'm hoping more do it. There are plenty of places to get good news. Newsmax is moving up. They give good news. One Source News, BCP, Surfing with Santa. You can get updates, news, what's really going on. These people do excellent work showing you the paperwork on the case files, things like that the news isn't showing you. And they just want you to believe that they're not winning and that there is an office for President-elect. There's no such office. That's a made-up thing. There is no office for President-elect. All right? He does not have a wing in the White House. He doesn't. Because if you took civics or if you study the Constitution, you will know that you are not the elect till the Electoral College votes for you. And there has been no vote yet of the Electoral College. So Joe Biden is not the elected president. Okay? You do not call him president-elect. You do not call him president. You do not call Kamala Harris vice president. All right? Which, if they had their way, Joe Biden is going to step down and she will be the president. All right? And that's bad. All right? She is not the vice president. We're not going to call her the vice president because there has not been a vote of the Electoral College. Understand that. Look it up. Get that through your head. The media does not call an election. What they do is they tell you how many states have this many votes. They cannot call it. They can call that the votes are done and this state looks like that this state won in favor of this person or that person. But they are not the ones who choose the president-elect. The Electoral College do. Please understand that. And they don't vote until December. This is why there is not an inauguration until January 20th for the president to be sworn in. Okay? So Donald Trump, whether you like it or not, is still the president until January. So quit saying he's not the president. Quit saying he doesn't belong in the White House, because he is the president. Okay? So now that we've got that cleared up, hopefully you'll go do some research on the Electoral College, do some research on the Constitution. All right? Do know things are going to change, and they're changing for the better. And as soon as we get more into the light, there will be no places for these evil forces to hide, and they'll have to go back down and get up under there. Doesn't mean that eventually someone will find them or someone will call on them, because people always do. There's always someone that just has to do some digging where they don't belong. So that will happen again. I actually still see people hiding books, putting them in caves, putting them in walls and stuff, digging them on, putting them in the ground, because they know eventually somewhere down the road someone is going to look for them, and these things will call these people, and they'll find them. Okay? There was a story of Joan of Arc, and she kept having this feeling she needed to go to this church. Well, it was, rundown church, and there was a sword there, because a sword was calling her. All right? Whether you believe Joan of Arc was able to do these things or not, that's up to you. All right? The sword called her. She knew where to go to find this particular sword. And I admire Joan, because when no one else believed her, she stood up. She fought, because she was hearing what she needed to do, and she didn't defy. She fought all the way through. And she paid the cost. But there was another story that they had to burn her several times. All right? The first time just didn't do it. And her heart would not burn. And they threw it in the water. Now, what would that tell you? If you burn somebody several times and their heart just would not burn. All right? It's because she was so close to God. She was so close to Him that her heart was so pure. And that's where I think all of us should get to. And hopefully one day we'll have many, many pure-hearted people. So, I love you all. You have a wonderful day no matter where you are. Please, like I said, I did the best I can trying to explain to what it's like to be under an attack by demons. There are people who do practice black magic, and they send the forces toward you. All right? There are a lot of things, these people, and they don't care. They will tell you that they cast spells against people. And yes, these are bad things. There are things that you can do to protect yourself. And I've already told you, burn some sage, keep some obsidian around you. Keep these things in your home. All right? Do good deeds. Stay in the light. Put your armor of God on. All right? Because they're sending them out full force. All right? And they know who a lot of these people are, and these people are just going to fall and crumble. And a lot of people are going to be crazy, so do you know that as well too. So, just protect yourselves. Protect yourselves. Spiritually, protect yourselves, okay? The best thing I can tell you to do is just stay in the light. Stay in the light. I don't mean keep your lights on in your house all day. You know what I mean. Stay in the light. Okay. All right, so I'll talk to y'all later. And so sorry I look bad. I was in the middle of house cleaning, like I said, and God was like, you've got to explain, Jackie. Get on there. So hopefully I explained a little bit to you. There's just a lot of things that we can do, and there's plenty of people that I hope will reply to this that will give you some more information on things to do and how to protect others, how to protect yourselves. All right.